Hey guys, it's Angela with Create Your Future. Thank you for being here. I am really excited to share this story with you today. This is a personal success story in my own life that I want to share with you. And this is dealing with my car. I've shared several things that I've had manifest with my car. And I like to share these stories because we're talking about something material, right? And they're manifestations that usually come in very easily. The reason why is if we're talking about something material like a car or an object, and we're not talking about a person, we're not then dealing usually with those emotional attachments, the feelings that we get whenever we are manifesting maybe a romantic relationship or an uncomfortable relationship with a friend or maybe your boss or a coworker. Those experiences tend to bring in different emotions where we maybe are feeling that we're not worthy of love, or we're feeling rejected, or we're feeling internal pain. And so sometimes we put those things in a box and think of those relationship manifestations as difficult, as something that's going to be hard to manifest. And what I want you to know is all manifesting is the same. We say this all the time, but it's true. There is no special formula that you're going to apply to manifesting a person that's going to be different from manifesting a material object or manifesting your car or whatever it might be, an object. It's all the same. And when you begin to understand that and kind of level the field, so to speak, you realize that you can manifest anything when you recognize who you are and recognize the process and know that the process applies to everything. Okay? It's all about you knowing who you are. It's all about you knowing that life is moving through you, every single experience. And you can decide who you are. Are you going to be the victim and feel as if life is just coming at you? Or are you going to step into your place of power and begin to direct your thinking, direct your thoughts, direct your energy? So it's backing up, and recognizing who you are. And so stories like what I'm going to share are great things to practice on, okay? It helps you recognize that if I can manifest that thing, this material thing, finding change on the ground or a cup of coffee, the process is the same, the knowing is the same. So I can manifest my SP. I can manifest a better relationship with my boss, right? Whatever, I can manifest anything. So let me jump into this story. I've already shared a couple of videos about things with my car. So one of those incidences was a couple of years ago when I was in a crash and I had to have body work done. And I was told that there was a huge back order on parts, and a couple of the cars on that lot where I went for the repair had been there for over a year. But not in my case, because I decided it was going to get done and it was going to get done quickly. That happened. Recently, it was like in the summer, I had something break in my car, and the same thing broke in my car when I first bought it. And under warranty, the repair was taken care of, but it would have cost around $1,000. So last summer, when it happened again, now that it's not under warranty, I decided I'm not spending $1,000 and it's getting fixed. And the perfect scenario setup came into my path. I only ended up spending around $30 and I was able to do the repair. I fixed it. So now to this story that just happened a few days ago, me and my car and our trouble, right? I was backing out of the garage and something was hanging down from the ceiling, like this rope thing where we'd had a punching bag, and it just happened to catch the trim on my car and just bend it and yank it so that it was sticking out, made a terrible snap on my car. Didn't break it off, but bent it out. And when I got out and looked at it, it was terrible. Number one, it just looked awful. Number two, it was sticking out. So it was just a prime candidate for catching on something else. And number three, I knew it was going to leak because it hit just all of the trim at the top and around the window was bent out. So to be honest, I did have my moment and my feeling of being unhappy. And I tell you guys, that's always fine. Feel your feelings around things that show up. That's why you're here, to be human and have the full human experience. And I had the full human experience when I bent that trim. I was not happy. And I ruminated for a little bit, pretty frustrated. But as I do when I face certain things, I finally had to check in and say, okay, how is this serving you? These thoughts, how are they serving you? So I pulled myself back in and just decided somehow, some way, I'll get this fixed. I'll have the money. It's going to get done. I have favor. It's going to work out. Because I always affirm blanket affirmations for myself every day. So those are kind of drilled into my subconscious. And so I fell back on those. All right, it's going to work out. It has to. I'm not leaving it this way. I'm not going to have a leak. It's not going to stay ugly. So my starting point was the next morning to go into the dealership, and the service technician came out, looked at it, and said, well, if we do it, we will totally replace your trim piece there. $150, maybe $200 on that. It's going to be a minimum. I think it's $220 per hour. So we're talking between $400 and $500 minimum. And I thought, I don't want to spend that right here at Christmas. That's a pretty good chunk of money. Somehow, some way, we've got to be able to get this taken care of. I was thinking like that. And so the guy was looking at it. He said, wait a minute, let me go get this little tool. So he came back out and he started kind of checking things out on that. And he said, you know what? I think maybe it's not broken down in there. He said, I don't think it's actually broken. Now, if we fix it, we're going to just replace the part, and we have a really hefty hourly charge on our labor. But why don't you take it someplace else where I think they might be willing to see if they can just work with that piece and fix that, and they don't charge you as much on their labor. So try that and then come back and we'll help if you can't get it fixed there. So I thought, okay, I'm on my way. This is the next step. I'm going to get it taken care of. So I went to the next place on the other side of town, and two gentlemen came out and looked at it, and they said, well, it depends on whether or not this is broken, but why don't we just pull it in to our shop and we'll start checking on it and tell you what we need to do, and if we need to order, and see what all this is going to cost, if you want us to do the repair. So I went and sat down for a few minutes, and I just started saying, I have favor. Somehow, some way, this is going to get fixed. It's going to get fixed today. It's not going to cost very much. It's going to be fine. I just kept looping some thoughts that were supporting that mindset. And about 30 minutes later, they came and got me and said, well, why don't you come look at this? And I went out and I looked, and it looked perfect. It looked like nothing had ever happened. And the guy that worked on it said, yeah, I took everything apart. It wasn't broken. I was able to bend it back, put it all back together. And if you're happy with it, it's good to go. I don't think it's going to leak. I think it's going to stay in place. Everything's perfect. And I said, yeah, that's great. So what do I owe for the labor? And here's the best part. He said nothing. He said, no big deal. We're not going to charge you for this. Just took us 30 minutes. And I went on my way like nothing had ever happened. Less than 24 hours. My car was fixed. I didn't pay anything. It didn't even take half of a morning. And then I went about my day because I have favor, because I'm on the pedestal, because I decide that everything and everyone is here to serve me. All right. So I hope that that motivates you. Guys, these little manifestations, these things that have to do with maybe something that's not emotional, we're not feeling all of the feels and the hurts and the pains and the rejections of relationships. That thing that you can manifest around a material object, that process, that mindset is exactly the same for manifesting your relationship and your person, for manifesting bigger incomes, right? Money, for manifesting the health in your body. This is how we manifest. We believe in ourselves. We believe in the process. And let me share with you some affirmations to help you really establish who you are and to believe in your internal strength, your divine person in the internal man, and know that you can manifest anything, any situation. It's all the same. It's all coming from you. It's your thoughts. It's your knowing and who you are. And it's how you direct your thoughts to create the outcomes. So every day, I just reinforce who I am. I have blanket affirmations. They kind of cover just everything in a broad sense. Okay. So everyone and everything is on my side. That means you're not a victim. Everyone and everything is here for you to help you. All right. Begin to instill that in your subconscious. Everyone and everything is here for you. They're on your side. Everything works in my favor. So when I went into the dealership, I met with someone and they had a thought to look at my car a little more in detail and then send me on to someone else, right? Everything working in my favor, getting me to that place where within 30 minutes, with no cost to me, my car was fixed perfectly. Get that drilled into your mind. Everything's working in your favor, all right? Every experience is guiding you to that outcome that you prefer. It's helping you get there. It's moving you through that path of least resistance, right? So it's going to take you along your kind of your internal beliefs. Like I thought I needed to go to the dealership. I needed to get them to look at it. So I had to go there and then give directions to go someplace else. So just know that everything is part of the process guiding you through your beliefs that are already in there, guiding you to the place that's going to get the answer for you, get the outcome that you want. Instill that in your thinking. Everything works in your favor. It's guiding you to the outcome that you want. And then this one, I always have favor. In every setting, you have favor. That means you're priority. You are priority because it's your reality. So expect that you're going to be treated that way. Expect that everyone is going to prioritize you. You're going to have favor. Everyone's going to do whatever they need to do to put you on the pedestal so that you get your answer. Everything comes through me and I direct the everything. So you're running the whole show. Don't ever forget that. You are running the whole show. The whole vast world is waiting for your direction. The whole vast world is listening to your thoughts, listening to where you put your attention, waiting to see what you choose to think about next. So, when you go down that rabbit hole, which we do, you go down that rabbit hole and maybe you're ruminating and you're feeling a little frustrated and angry, and you're allowed to do that. But before you go too far, check in with yourself and say, how is this serving me? Is it serving me? And then you begin to draw those thoughts back in and think about the story that you prefer and direct them in a new direction, because you are the author of it all. This is your life experience, and you can make it anything that you want. All right. So everything is coming through you. You're not a victim, and you direct the everything. You direct the show. So these are some affirmations that I always check in with. I remind myself about these affirmations every day. Create your own, something that maybe works for you, but just be sure that you're reminding yourself of who you are. You're reaffirming those core beliefs. You're establishing a strengthened inner man so that no matter what shows up, you can remind yourself, just as I easily manifested the cup of coffee, just as I easily manifested that material thing, I can manifest something that seems bigger. I can manifest the health. I can manifest the relationship. Those things that maybe bring up those other emotions, fear and hurt and jealousy, when you really ground in to who you are and you take a look at all the things that you've manifested and brought in and remind yourself it's all the same. It's all the same. The process is always moving through me. I'm creating the outcome with my thought, with my focus. I can turn any situation around. So I hope this fun little success story is encouraging to you. Keep a list of things like this that you've manifested so you can go back and encourage yourself. You can go back and see what you've manifested. You can go back and see how easily you've turned situations around with your thoughts. Guys, I hope that that really encouraged you, and I appreciate you listening to my car stories. They're fun, and they're just great examples of how you can manifest anything in just a short amount of time by redirecting your thoughts, and everything else is exactly the same. Okay. I also do want to mention that I've got a course out, Awaken to I Am, and this is a foundational course because knowing that you're the I Am is how all this works. That is a core belief. That is an essential knowing that you need to have within you so that you can manifest anything. So my course is all about tapping into that place within you, the I Am place. And I also have affirmations, a whole list of affirmations as a part of that course. And as always, I would love to work one-on-one with you. If you'd like to sign up for some coaching, follow the links down below, book a session, and I will help you with your manifestation, answer questions, just provide that support and keep you going in the right direction on your journey. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next Saturday. Bye.